D2DNY, Real World HVAC Simplified. And now, in this video, I'll be replacing this outdoor condenser fan motor. This motor here comes with the condenser and the run capacitor in the same package. But before we get into the video, I want you to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and smash that bell icon so when I upload videos like these, you get them right away. Predominantly this video is going to be mostly for, I guess, beginners, but there's some pro tips here that I learned about these type of motors today. And you can install this motor in a residential condenser. This is currently a commercial application. You can see right here, this is a commercial remote condensing unit. There's no compressors here, just a condenser. But this is a pretty easy install. But like I said, I've learned something about these motors today which I did not know before. So all you pros, watch along, and you're gonna see that important tip that's gonna prevent this motor from burning out or from being short-lived unless you do this. Right? So if you don't do what I'm gonna show you, so you gotta wait though. I'll take it apart, I'm gonna show you. And then if you're a beginner, then you want to just watch till the end, just get some tip how to wire this thing up, see how I'm going to install it, how to do the wiring. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go through all that. So, let's get into the video. Alright, so there it is. There's a capacitor. And the capacitors match the tag on the motor. Oh, almost lost that. The capacitor matches the tag, to tell you. Okay, and of course you have the wiring, which is pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go over that in a little bit, the wiring. But like I said, for you pros who install this motor right here, there's something that you have to do with this motor when you're installing it that I had learned today. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. But first, what I want to do, I want to get into the wiring. Okay, I'm gonna get into the wiring. This here is the blade from the old existing motor. I had removed that blade from my last visit. Okay, you can see that right there. It has those square screws. Locking screws in there. You have two of them. You have to loosen those to remove the blade. And what I use for those square locking screws, believe it or not, is my service wrench. Fits perfect. No stripping. You can use an adjustable wrench, but this fits perfect. No stripping. Perfect leverage. All right. And of course, I'm going to be using this right here. This is going to be for removing that nut from the belly band. And coupled with my adjustable wrench. All right. So yeah, let me go ahead and remove this cover right here, and then we're going to talk about the wiring. Again, this video right here is for pros, beginners. I suppose do-it-yourselfers could do it. Just make sure you turn your main power off before you attempt to do anything like this, because you will get electrocuted. All right. Yeah, I want to see if this thing is going to fit. I don't know. I think it's, let's see. Oh, does not fit. Luckily, got another one here in my bag. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, a bit of a challenge, because see right here, because of this port right here and the clearances against the belly band. But I could make it happen. I could still make it happen. Okay, so that works. And this wrench right here, this is actually 4 wrenches in one. 4 in one. Okay, 8 altogether. All right, so let's go over the wiring on this motor real quick. So the wiring, like I said, is pretty straightforward. There's a schematic on the motor, and it's the same thing that's right here on this paper right here. So you got white and black. That's your main power, 208, 230 volts. That's your main power, white and black, black and white. See them right there. That's the main power, straightforward. And then you got the brown and brown with the white strip. That's your capacitor. Pretty easy. These two right here goes in the capacitors. And then the purple and the yellow, these are your rotation. Right, so how it is right now, this is one rotation. Perhaps this is clockwise. I don't know if it's clockwise or counterclockwise, but I could tell you this much: if you interchange these two colors, in other words, if you unplug this plug right here, separate this plug right here, separate it, and then separate this one, and then interchange the colors, whatever rotation you're currently getting, whether it be clockwise or counterclockwise, then you will also reverse by interchanging the colors. You'll interchange your rotation. I don't know what it is. You gotta wait for me to fire it up, and we'll see what rotation these colors will yield, and if I have to change it, because my current rotation has to be this way, right, like that. It has to be going that way. So if it's not the right rotation, I'm going to be flipping these colors or these colors around. I'll have the purple plugged into the yellow, and the yellow plugged into the purple. Simple as that. Here they are switched or interchanged. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. And then you have this wire right here, which is your ground. You want to put this on chassis if you can, if you may. And if you're not able to connect this, not a big deal. You could just remove it, because the body of the motor is most likely already ground to the metal. But this what this is. This goes to the chassis. You get a screw and you attach it to the belly band if you can, or if it's long enough, you can get over to the actual metal right here and put it to the chassis. That's what this is. And it's rather important to install this, because just in case if you don't have proper ground, then this thing could become electrified, the chassis, and then when you touch the chassis, you complete the circuit. You get shocked. All right. So that's that. So let's get this old one out and get a new one in. Oh, so for you pros out there, you see these old right here, these old on top of the motor? I'll be installing this motor upright, right? Let me zoom in on that. These are O's or vent O's. I don't know what the point of these O's, or drain O's. I don't know what they're for, but if you're installing this motor upright, you must plug these holes. If you don't plug these holes, after a couple of rains, this motor will be ruined, because water will go inside. All right? So the plugs in the box, out of the box, it came in the bottom. And this motor, if you're installing it on a residential condenser, it will be installed from the bottom end up. Right? This thing always want to drop from off the unit. Yeah. So it'll be installed with the bottom end up. If you're familiar, if you're a pro, you'll know what I'm talking about, with these nuts right here and these little bolts. That's what will be installed, bottom end up. Which this is fine like that. You leave these plugs in the holes on this end, but given that I'm installing it upright, these two rubber grommets or plugs has to be removed and cover the hole up top right here. Okay, because then it's going to rain in your motor. And let me get it in there. So there you go. So that's the only pro tip for pros. I mean, this motor is rather easy to install. If you're a beginner, maybe a little bit challenging for you. And if you're a do-it-yourselfer, obviously you got to watch this video. But as a pro, this is really the only thing that I would suppose that you would know. But nonetheless, watch it until it's done. I'm going to fire it up, and then we can all laugh about it, okay? Well, let's get this one out and get this replacement on the way. Let's clear my work site a little bit. And I'm also going to remove these screws right here. I guess I could leave them there. It's not a big deal. The screws on the side. But these nuts in the bottom. I'll also leave them. I'll just tighten them down and leave them there. All right, so let's go. Now you can also use 2 adjustable wrenches right here, as opposed to using an adjustable wrench in this. But I'm using an adjustable wrench with this, right? Okay, like so. You're also going to want to take care to put something above your coil if you're in a situation like this, so that the motor don't accidentally fall down and hit your coil. So you see what I did? I just rest this plastic on the top of the coil. You can use a piece of cardboard as well. That will work just fine. Here's the old one, and like I said, this is a universal replacement motor here. It's not the same brand. This is the Rescue Easy Wire from US Motors, and it's just a replacement. Let's go side by side. Pretty much the same height, and the specs on this one is the same exact specs that's on this one. As far as RPM, horsepower, voltage, etc. So this one was actually, here's the rotation. It was rotating this way, based on this arrow right here. ROT, rotation. All right, so let's go. Put this up there. So in the event you're not installing this motor with these bottom mounts or the bottom screws and bolts and nuts, right? If you're not installing this motor upright or upside down, then you should tighten these screws or these nuts down, because this bolt protrudes through the entire motor and holds it together. So if in the event these should vibrate loose, then the motor could fall apart. So take note of that. You got to tighten them down, double knot them. They're double knotted. Just lock them down, and then you could like use a hacksaw and cut off this extra bolts if you want, or you could leave it. I think you could cut it with this tool right here too, but I just don't want to do that. Maybe I will. Why not? Let's be professional about this. I'll use this right here and then I'll show you guys the result. So I just gave it a little nudge with this, and then just use my pliers right here and break it off. Alright, now you want to make sure you put your locking keys and at least one of the 2 locking keys or locking bolts on the flat side of the shaft, as you can see right here. So we got this one here and then this one here on the round side. At least one on the flat side. So that's it. It's wired up. Here's the capacitor. Okay, and then here's your 2 power wires, line 1, line 2, or line 2, line 1, doesn't matter. 2 power wires and capacitor. So now all I gotta go do right now, fire it up. Okay, stay tuned. All done. Just gotta go upstairs and turn it on. Stay tuned. So I left the wires for the rotation as it was shipped, because I see it says here, after the fact I saw it, leads end reversible CCW. counterclockwise. So if you reverse it, I'm assuming it would be counterclockwise. So I left it the way it was because I wanted clockwise, which is this rotation right here, like that. Let's turn it on. Looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and install the cover right now. That's not safe. Cross-threaded. Almost cross-threaded that one. And I have to put a washer back on this one. Alright, that's it. Done. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Videos uploaded on a weekly basis.